Hi everyone and good evening. This is Karan Mehta, one of the directors of LegalEdge tutorials, standing before you to have a session on the learnings from CLAT 2020 and other law entrance examinations for the 2021 students. Finally, the extended session of CLAT 2020, or rather, the law entrance examinations for 2020 is over. And I'm sure we are all geared up for the 2021 session. 2021 सेशन छोटा होगा, सो इस छोटे सेशन में हमें चीजों को मैक्सिमाइज करना है. आई एम श्योर सबको ये चीज पता है that the 2021 session will not be the regular 1 year session. It will be more like a 8 months session. So largely we don't have any time to make mistakes during our preparation. Thousands of students have already started their preparation with legal edge. So I'm sure तुम में से कोई भी अगर अभी तक वेट कर रहा है, the suggestion from our side is start your preparation as soon as possible because a lot of your competitors have already started. And because it's a competition, somebody will win, somebody will lose. So here's a session for you guys from the learnings of CLAT 2020 and other law entrance examinations as well. So we have a few points for you. The first very important point, whenever you are preparing for the law entrance examinations, have a holistic approach. Don't prepare only for CLAT or only for ALET or only for SLAT. You never know कौन सा एग्जामिनेशन तुम्हें क्या फ्रूट्स देगा, कौन सा एग्जामिनेशन तुमसे क्रैक होगा और कौन सा एक्सपेक्टेड एग्जामिनेशन जो तुम एक साल से एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे थे ये तो हमसे क्रैक हो ही जाएगा, फाइनल डे जाके उसमें क्या स्क्रू अप हो जाए. So, to all my 2021 students and to everyone who is seeing this video, it's a request that have a holistic preparation or prepare for all law entrance examinations. CLAT hai? Yes, CLAT has a comprehension based approach. But then there is ALET as well, which has one of the finest law schools of the country, which is NLU Delhi. Then there is a symbiosis as well, which is the symbiosis law admission test, which is SLAT, which has again one of the premier law schools of the country, which is by the name SLS Pune. Then you have the MHCT as well, and then a few other law entrances too. So again, it's a request from our side that have a holistic approach towards all law entrance examinations. Don't get connected with one particular examination कि ये हुआ तो हुआ वरना that is the end of story for me. No. ठीक है? That was the first point. That has been one of the biggest learnings of us and of every aspirant in the year 2020. पॉइंट नंबर टू, न्यूज़पेपर्स. ये हर बार हर यूट्यूब लाइव पे आता है दैट न्यूज़पेपर्स आर मैंडेटरी. यस, न्यूज़पेपर्स आर मैंडेटरी and at least 2 to 3 newspapers. Now, suggestion from our side that don't read a newspaper only because someone has told you that it will improve your reading speed. So don't take it like a task. Reading should not be taken like a task until and unless you gather keen interest in reading. You actually want to develop reading skills. For those, I mean, for all those things, न्यूज़पेपर रीडिंग वुड बी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो डोंट टेक इट लाइक अ टास्क कि मुझे सर ने बोला है या फिर मुझे मैम ने बोला है कि मुझे 2 घंटा रीडिंग करनी है, तो अब मैं 2 घंटा रीडिंग कैसे भी करूंगा. नहीं, उस 2 घंटे की रीडिंग में while reading a passage there are so many things that you should be working on. Take an example. Suppose you are reading a passage on the surrogacy bill. I'll just give you a simple example. So, if you are reading a passage on the surrogacy bill, do some more research on the topic. Suppose you read a passage on the surrogacy bill which was for the motion, which was in favor of the bill. Go back, do some research against the motion as well, against the surrogacy bill as well. Have those kind of opinions too. And do this for every most important topics of the month. Your monthly magazine by the name the CLAT Post has a list of मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स ऑफ द मंथ। एंड आई एम श्योर क्योंकि क्लैट पोस्ट मंथ के एंड पे आती है, रेगुलर जो लोग न्यूज़पेपर्स पढ़ते हो वो टॉपिक्स तुम्हारे ऑलरेडी कवर्ड होंगे, बट यू शुड ऑल्सो अंडरस्टैंड क्या तुमने वो फॉर द मोशन एंड अगेंस्ट द मोशन दोनों पढ़ा है कि नहीं पढ़ा। यू हैव बोथ साइड्स ऑफ द व्यू और नॉट। ठीक है, तुम एक डायरेक्शन में जाके पोलराइजिंग व्यूज लेके नहीं आ सकते। यू शुड हैव बोथ साइड्स ऑफ द स्टोरी फॉर ऑल द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स ऑफ द current affairs, current legal knowledge, and all those things that are happening around us on a regular basis. ये एक न्यूज़पेपर से देगा। That's the reason why we said have another newspaper too. So newspapers are mandatory, and I hope you got a hint कि तुम्हें न्यूज़पेपर्स में आर्टिकल्स को किस तरीके से पढ़ना है। And apart from the newspapers, one of the biggest learnings that has come out of all law entrances is Renan Martin, your all famous childhood grammar friend. The Renan Martin is a must. Is a must. Renan Martin is a must. Even though your CLAT has a comprehension based approach, but you cannot have those skills until and unless you are through with Renan Martin. Your ALET will have a lot of Renan Martin ka application. CLAT comprehension reading will have those applications. Symbiosis will have it, and other law entrances too. So Renan Martin is a must. I hope all of you have heard of Ren and Martin both. Next, which I've already explained, which says that reading should not be taken as a task, but keen interest should be developed to learn new things. तुम्हें एक टॉपिक मिला, उस पे खुद बैठ के थोड़ी और रिसर्च करनी पड़ेगी, नॉट फॉर द एग्जामिनेशन, नॉट फॉर द एग्जामिनेशन, बट फॉर योर ओन, बट फॉर योर ओन नॉलेज, खुद के नॉलेज के लिए। ठीक है, तभी तुम्हें जो तुम्हें एक एज चाहिए, ठीक है, तुम्हें वो डेफिनेटली मिलेगी। फोर्थ, स्किल डेवलपमेंट। नाउ रीडिंग स्किल्स, हमेशा भी हम इसको बार बार बोलते हैं, रीडिंग स्किल्स, इट्स अ स्किल, इट कैन नॉट बी डेवलप्ड ओवरनाइट। Many people think that skills it's not a chapter, it's not a formula कि मैंने आज पढ़ा और उसको कुछ टाइम बाद मैं उसको अप्लाई करने लगूं। It's a skill that can only be developed over a period of time. And that's the reason it will not show results in a month or 2 months or 4 months, but you have to be extremely patient for good 5 6 months for your skills to grow. And स्किल डेवलपमेंट में बहुत टाइम लगता है, इसलिए दैट हैज टू बी डन कंसिस्टेंटली। No doubt, we have said multiple times, 2 to 3 hours of reading. Reading will include your research as well. Research on certain topics that you are getting in the newspapers. So, largely, newspapers will revolve around non-fiction, but CLAT has also told us that they can give you passages from certain fiction books as well. Okay? So, they can give you passage based on fiction. So, we are not saying that fiction की बहुत सारी books पढ़ लो, but non-fiction, yes, non-fiction should take care of good 85%. I'll repeat, 85% of your reading. 15% you can still go back and read your storybooks. Acha. Because of non-fiction, why are we banking on newspapers? Because newspapers may you get a variety of topics, right from politics to national politics, to international politics, international business, economics, psychology, sociology, society, everything. And it gives you a wider exposure to language. And you already know the best of newspapers that we are talking about. In case a certain newspaper is not able to reach your location, you might as well go for an online subscription of the newspaper. Next point, attempt all examinations. A very funny thing, everybody gets so much connected to a couple of examinations that they discard a lot of examinations, just assuming that everything will be fine on the day. A suggestion from all our sides, attempt all examination. Now this particular point is connected with the first point as well, where we said that a holistic approach towards preparation of all law entrance examination is mandatory. Next point, sample papers aren't your guest papers. So even they still release the sample papers for 2021. Don't be too much involved with the sample paper, assuming that these are the type of papers that would be coming in the final examination. Sample papers aren't your guest papers. Papers largely are more like the model papers or the type of questions that we might ask. That's it. But on the D day, you have to revolve around the complete syllabus. And yes, don't assume, never assume that the level of difficulty would be very easy or even medium just because the sample paper reflected it. नो, दे आर सैंपल्स. सैंपल को हिंदी में बोलते हैं नमूना, है ना. सैंपल को हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं? नमूना. तो वैसा ही होता है वो. नेक्स्ट, now let's move to certain section specific things. First, while writing a lot of your mocks for the 2021 session, don't put QT at the end. Quantitative technique should not be put at the end because largely while you are attempting a lot of mocks, तुम एंड में उतना टाइम छोड़ते ही नहीं हो कि तुम क्यूटी सॉल्व भी करो. And then the next problem that is generated is that you get into a habit of leaving QT as a section. And this habit will be developed subconsciously और वो इंक्रीज होती जाएगी. उसका सिर्फ एक ही रीजन था, तुमने सोचा कि हम उसको आखिरी में रखेंगे और आखिरी में कम करने का कभी उसे मौका ही नहीं मिला, मॉक्स में मौका नहीं मिला, धीरे धीरे वो आदत डेवलप हो गई एंड देन यू गॉट योरसेल्फ अवे फ्रॉम क्यूटी. CLAT 2020 QT was there, you could have got around 8 to 10 marks pretty easily. And then your ALET has a quantitative aptitude, your MFCT has a math section, a lot of other law entrance examination consider math too. So math, as we have already discussed in my previous YouTube live, happens to be one of the most important sections because it will have a direct impact on your analytical reasoning skills. Okay? Next, everybody thought that legal comprehensions will revolve around current legal knowledge and the articles around current legal knowledge. But CLAT 2020 has told us that legal knowledge and regular static theory of legal is important. You should know your contracts, you should know your torts, you should know the basic family laws, you should know the IPC, which is the Indian Penal Code. You should have the basics of all the basic laws that are there. Your whole paper will not be revolving around current legal knowledge, and without having some prior knowledge of legal, it will become a little difficult for you to get the right answer in the legal comprehension section of CLAT as well. I'll repeat, static legal knowledge and your legal theory of contracts, torts, penal codes, and the basics of miscellaneous laws, along with your Indian constitution, is mandatory for you to attempt a lot of law entrance examinations in 2021. Yes, current legal knowledge will be there, but don't be too biased around CLK and ignore all these things. Next point, I've already discussed that detailed analysis for and against the motion. जब मैं I was discussing the surrogacy bill. So for the bill and against the bill as well, this type of a detailed analysis should be done for all the most important topics of current affairs. It will help you because it. How will it help you? I know you must have seen that the current affairs section was largely analytical as well. They had asked you your opinions too. They had asked you to reason out a few answers too in the current affairs section. Now, because if you are known with the for the motion and against the motion news as well, you will be able to reason out in a better way. So therefore, this is important as well. Last but not the least would be go for the best publications. Don't read any Tom, Dick, and Harry newspaper or magazine. There are some brilliant publications available go for the best publications because they would have the correct language usage as well, and then they would not be biased too, right? Limit your study material. I saw a lot of students getting a hang of a lot of material, a lot of stuff from here and there. No, limit your study material because every single day you are getting a newspaper. Every month you are getting multiple magazines. In fact, every single day you are getting 2 to 3 newspapers. All these newspapers are a part of your curriculum. You are never shortage of any material. रोज जो अपना न्यूज़पेपर आ रहा है ना, हिंदू हो गया, इंडियन एक्सप्रेस हो गया, इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स हो गया, ये सब मेरे सिलेबस का ही तो पार्ट है. बिकॉज यू टेंड टू गैदर सो मच ऑफ रैंडम स्टफ. ये भी डाउनलोड कर लेता हूं, वो भी डाउनलोड कर लेता हूं, ये मटेरियल भी ले लूं, वो भी ले लूं, ये मॉक भी ले लूं, वो मॉक भी ले लूं. तो उससे क्या है, उस पूरे अच्छी चीजों के बीच में इतना ज्यादा कचरा भी आ जाता है दैट हम अपनी कोर चीजों से डाइवर्ट हो जाते हैं. ठीक है, आई रिपीट, go for the best publications and limit your study material. Do that particular material multiple times. और तुम्हें अगर नया मटेरियल चाहिए, रोज न्यूज़पेपर्स आ ही रहे हैं, कहीं वो ना छूट जाए, है ना? So, and the last thing would be consistency till the end. If you have decided that you have to attempt CLAT in 2021, fine. If you already know that you have to attempt CLAT in 2021, I think your preparation should begin because we are not in June, we are not in July, we are already midway October. And in a month's time, we'll be looking around the Diwali holidays. And as soon as that thing ends, we are looking at the 2021 year as well. 2020 will get over in the next 2.5 months. As soon as we hit 1st of January, अगले 2 ढाई महीने तक हम बोल पाएंगे कि पेपर अगले साल है, पेपर अगले साल है, पेपर is next year. As soon as you hit 1st of January, you will start shivering because you would start getting a feeling paper is साल ही है. This is the year where I have to attempt the paper. So be consistent. Freshers, you have all the time in the world to prepare this year because of the online classes and this, and obviously there is a lesser pressure from the school as well. You have all the time in the world to prepare, and I'm sure a lot of freshers are already doing it. People who have already decided to take a drop, I just want to tell you, thousands of students have already started their preparation. I'm sure you should be starting it very soon. If not via some coaching institution, that's a secondary point. At least start reading 2 to 3 newspapers from tomorrow. Sleep well tonight. I mean, get up in the morning, plan your day, plan your next 8 odd months, and at least start reading 2 to 3 newspapers from tomorrow. So that was our learnings from the CLAT 2021 and other law entrances for 2020, from CLAT 2020 and the other law entrances 2020 for the 2021 and 22 aspirants. सो दैट्स इट फ्रॉम माय साइड. चाहो तो इसके बाद फिर से देख लेना, फिर से रिव्यू कर लेना, एक एक पॉइंट को ध्यान से देखना. ठीक है, मेक नोट्स ऑफ आवर यूट्यूब लाइव्स. यस, प्लीज मेक नोट्स ऑफ आवर यूट्यूब लाइव्स बिकॉज वापस जाके पूरा लाइव देखने का कोई सेंस नहीं बनता. यू माइट जस्ट स्किम थ्रू द नोट्स एंड यू हैव एवरीथिंग back there again. So that's it from my side. This is Karan Mehta signing off. I hope that the learnings of the year are clear and all the best for all the aspirants who are attempting CLAT in 2021. Thank you guys. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.